There we go. Too low. There we go. Going down. All right. So let's go back to the wheel then, shall we? Oh. Okay. Maybe it can be something that isn't as exciting as running on the treadmill or kicking things in the face and blasting into all things going on. Let's have something relaxing maybe. But I guess this is still up to the wheel, so... Wheel, what do you think? You know what? That is kind of chill, maybe? It is chill, but I don't know, it's more horror-esque. The horror. So Livber is a game in similar vein to like Disco Elysium in terms of like the text. So it has like how do we explain it? I don't know if it's good. I will say that. I was asked to play it. So I will say that. I don't know if it's good. It's horror. Supposedly like creepy and off-putting. So I don't know about that being like the vibe switch I want, but it is a switch for sure. Let me see how that goes. So this is the demo. Okay, warning. Before you fall into the dread of madness, the shadowed path beneath your steps is led you here. But before you take another step, make sure your mind is ready. Beyond this strange path, you will encounter blood thick with the stain of sin, limbs torn apart in hatred, the suffocating dread of love turned possessive, and the ecstatic lust of unbridled desire. If you're still here, then go on. Experience ahead contains depictions of blood, gore, violence, and sexuality. I don't know. You know, it's is that the vibe we want, guys? Is that the vibe we're going for? Is that I mean, it is the time of year, right? It's very chill, right, guys? So they did tell me that there's, so I have a streamer code thingy. If I say Madelity, what does it then do? It's a cat! See, that's better, right? This is fine. See, it's very chill. We just got a picture of a cat. And this is their CEO, which is their chief eating officer, apparently. Thank you for taking the time to play Livber Smoke and Mirrors. I hope Relentless Madness managed to give you a proper chill. That's, again, not the same type of chill that that I want, but, you know. Some moments even made my own fur stand on end. Every question about the demo on full release, and every this would be even better if idea is worth its weight in premium cat food to me. Share your thoughts with my human, sorry, the dev team, and they'll jot down every word. Okay. So they just have a nice cat. So just look at the cat and be like, okay, so this is not the vibe of the game. This is not what this game is going to be. So I don't know if I should. I'm honestly not sure how... I guess I can always stop, right? If I'm like, okay, this is going too far, I can always just be like, yeah, okay, it's not for me, and just stop, right? Because from what I understand, it's mostly descriptive. It's not... There's not a lot... I mean, there's probably some visuals, but not like... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I see her in my dreams. Her. And that house on the edge of the cliff. Everything changed after reading that letter. The one bearing her name, my old love, Lilith. 5 years ago, on a dark night, they took her from that house. Executed her for black alchemy. I was the one who turned her in. But now, she's calling me back to that house. Wants to bury her breath in my sins, but how? That's what I have to find out. Okay. So, black alchemy. Interesting already. So, we're the guy who was in love with this Lilith. 5 years ago she died, but somehow she contacted us again. That's not usually what's supposed to happen, you know? You don't want them to contact you again after they got executed. I'm not sure why we would even go, to be honest. I would just be like, nope. Nope. Like, if you know that she died 5 years ago and you get a message claiming, like, that it's her, I feel like you shouldn't go there, right? Like, no matter if it's true or not, if you had her executed, there's no way that's going to go well. There's no way. Far past the Hook Haven, which is woven by the grounded ships of Livber, there's a whirlwind roaring in the east. You don't see it, you don't hear it, yet you know the power it holds, enough to alter all of Gaia. A womb for gales to blow out of. But you come here. You wait, standing in the heart of twilight, silently, eyes shut. 5 years later, once again, you stand at the door to this house, a letter clutched in your hand. I guess read the letter. The raindrops fall on the paper, landing with soft patters. You grip the letter tightly with both hands, keeping it from being blown away by the wind. The silvery moonlight, trapped between the clouds, shimmers across the ink spilled from a woman's hand. You read the lines again and again and again. My love, if you're reading these lines, it means there's still something inside your heart that belongs to me. As I've always told you, death is far too ordinary a thing to keep us apart. I will give birth to our creation in our home, beneath the place we once shared. You must be with me, inside me, because our creation cannot be left undone. Turn back, pause through the dark, complete us. We were also always meant to be one, and we can still be, my love. As long as you have the courage, as long as you do not fear. I'm waiting for you in the never all, Lilith. Yeah, I would be like, nope. Nopers. There's no way. that's a clear nope from me right there. Can we just leave? Can can we just be like, nope? Could this really be true? Lilith? Is she truly alive? You want it to be true, don't you? You want to hear that Lilith, the woman you left for dead 5 years ago, still lives. You long to feel her love again. No, I don't actually. I don't. I don't really have a... Yeah, the protagonist is not in the right state of mind. Because apparently he still loves her. But then if he loved her, why did he turn her in, you know? There's a question I won't let go of your mind. If she truly lives, how much of her is still her? Does it even matter? I don't know. The question, unanswered, keeps growing in your mind. Your gaze drifts into the distance as if the answers might lie out there. For but a moment the clouds part, and the moon's silver light spills across the sea. Each and every shimmer scatters into 1,000 fragments. But you remain still, all your limbs stiff with waiting, standing before the door of the house, perched on the cliff, beaten by the waves. Why here? Why would Lilith call me here? Where else could it be? This is where the two of you began. That wooden house on the cliffs by Livber's shore. This is where you first held each other. Your first night, your first love, and your first lies, all buried here. This 2-story hovel, raised upon your memories. Livber is a coastal nation in the northwest of Gaia, governed by not by a central authority, but by a 5-member council known as the Court of Trade. Okay. Silly restrictive choice game. Always option 3. I do not have the courage. If all the text on the right, could you move your camera to the left? Oh, that's true actually. Thank you. That makes a lot more sense. Let me right over here. And I will do a flip. There we go. So I'm still looking at the... Actually, does that make... No. No, I don't need to flip the camera, do I? Because if I look there... No, I don't know. Does that work? It doesn't really work, does it? Like the way my camera is... It doesn't really... Oh, okay, I guess this kind of works. It's kind of weird though for me to look at myself like this. But whatever. I can still leave. I can still leave. Yes, but you won't. The trembling letter in your hand is proof of that. You will see the simple village buried beneath Livber's shores. You'll open the door to the shack standing right there, right here, where you stand now. That's it. That easy. Do I keep the letter? Let's let go of the letter. You let go of the trembling paper. With a rustle like a distant scream, it sails into the twilight. It rises and falls in the wind. It whips your coat. You watch it shrink into a grey dot in the void, and somehow, though you don't quite understand why, you feel as though you've lost something that mattered deeply. You must keep moving. You shouldn't stand in the rain any longer. Do I knock? Let's open the door. Let's just open it. Oh. Meow. Wait, it's the cat. Yell, our winged cutie from the sky nation of Aetheros, drifting down from its floating isles. I never found out how Lilith came to find her. Why is it overlapping slightly with... So there's... It is in the background too, but they've also put it in the foreground. That's kind of silly. I guess this is the clickable object. Maybe. But I feel like they shouldn't have... it's not that bad. Normally they wouldn't draw it in the background, right? And then they just have the foreground one. Either way though. We have the cat that we just saw, except it's a sky cat now apparently. In this universe there are sky cats. Flying cats. Is that better or worse than regular cats? They'd be a lot harder to handle, I think. If they could just fly up the places. Just as your hand reaches the door, you hear Yell's voice from beyond the threshold. The winged bacterium cutie, who never truly leaves you, and never truly belonged to you. Her white fur glows as if soaked in light, not rain. Cutie, a domesticated bacterium believed to hail from the Sky Nation due to its non-functional wings. Okay, no, never mind. They're non-functional. They just have wings, but they don't work. Okay, so just basically regular cat. That's fine. But what is a bacterium? I guess that's just... chicken cat. Yeah, chicken cat. She spreads her wings and leaps swiftly towards you, landing at your feet. She shakes the droplets from her coat, then sits back on her hind legs, head tilted, amber eyes watching you with curiosity. Meow, meow. Pat the cat. Yell gently brushes her head against your feet, then stops before the door. She looks up at it. With a soft stroke, she traces the door frame with her paw. Then she turns her amber eyes to you. I hope you'll still be here when I return, my friend. The wind falls silent for a moment. You hear the waves of the sea easing in the distance. Far, far away, the flash of lightning, a lightning strike blinds you, but its thunder never reaches your ears. The raindrops hang, weightless, in midair. Yao glances at you one last time and spreads her wings, then leaps into the shadows between the rocks. Your fate embraces you. Well, we open the door. No way back now, I guess. It's very dark. The door creaks open, but even you don't know what it is you hope to see. Do you? Your guilt has chased you all the way here, and at last your sins have caught you. What is this? Oh. Oh, we can just hide the... We can hide the UI, basically. Okay. I'm ready to face my past. No, you wish you were. Well, okay, rude. As you crack the door open, the air brushing against your face is stale and musty. The sweetness of tallest flowers mixes with the scent of something burned. It pulls you back to that festival day, to the moment you first met Lilith, and then you see her, standing beneath the dim light, like she's been torn from the heart of this house. You lose your breath, a chill crawls up your spine and you freeze. It takes you a moment to realize your knees are trembling, whether from fear or excitement you can't tell. A whisper slips from your lips. Lilith. She doesn't see you, bends slightly over the table, trying to light a candle, just as you remember her. Lilith, the ghost of your past, your greatest lie and sin. Is this really Lilith? You stare, stunned, at the woman who stands before you. She should be dead. Her hair no longer shines like it did that festival night. Reddish brown strands fall over her shoulder like wet strings. Her skin is sallow, a ghost-like paleness. And her eyes, the moment she turns her head and you meet them, Another hollow question slips from your lips. How? You remember. The festival night, a warm breeze carries the city's aroma far away. You two slip away from the crowded streets. The early black's crimson glow wraps Lilith's hair like a flammeous aureole. The noise of celebration fades behind you. Right there, you hand Lilith a bouquet of white tallest flowers. She looks deep into your eyes. She smiles, tossing her hair back as she asks the same question. White tallest flowers? How did you find these? Oh. There's nothing I couldn't find for you. They overflowed from my love for you. This guy is way too deep. He's way too deep. Silly protagonist. There's nothing I couldn't find for you. A beautiful lie, told so well even you believed it yourself. My love. She looks at you, as if about to say something. A pained smile touches her lips. The silence hangs between you. You've finally come. 5 years later, how could you write this letter? With my love, of course. With the love I hold for you. Each letter carried my blood. Don't pretend you didn't feel it. You knew. I whispered every word to you before, my love. You're wrong. You never told me any of this. This is not the time for accusations, my love. After all these years. After seeing you again. Come, sit. As the candle flickers, you think you see a brief shadow of hatred flash across Lilith's face. As if beneath her skin another face is waiting. You know, we could still go, right? We could still leave, maybe? No, I won't sit before you give me an answer. Is it really you? Lilith slowly approaches. You now see her eyes more clearly than ever. Something writhes behind her gaze. Her body leans towards you, inching closer. You feel the sweet aroma rising from her skin, her warm breath brushing against you. Her pale skin and the wear beneath the eyes, the same marks you see on every face raised in Livber's lawless ports. That's why Mother never approved of her. To her, she was just a tarnished, destitute of noble blood. Okay. So his mom was not happy about her. My love, do you truly not recognize me? This is just a game. All of this. This has to be an illusion. An illusion? Her smile spreads across her face. If only it were, my love. Then perhaps I'd wake up in the night you left me. But here you are. So shall we eat? Guess we sit in the chair. There wasn't a different choice, so... God, she's already looking. I don't like that look in her eyes, you know, that's... Like something else is riding behind them. It's her, but not. None of this feels right. Yeah, I don't think it's her. Or if it is, she is not... She's like possessed or something. There's something wrong. And I feel like if we were smart, we would have already left. Then again, if we were smart, we probably never would have come here in the first place. I really put in work to make tonight perfect. I wanted certain things to be flawless for our reunion. After you've left me to rot, it's been... She pauses for a moment, looks out the window where the moonlight falls. You thought I should have died. I know you did. Wait, I know you did. After I made you that offer, after I told you that we had to become one, our souls, my love. We had to piece our souls together and bind them with that alchemy ritual. You expected me to pay the price for your madness, love. I said no because You had decided to destroy me. I had to make a choice. Her hand holding the fork freezes in midair for a second. As the silence stretches, Lilith's breathing deepens. My madness. I offered you love. Only love. A love so deep that even death couldn't end it. But you were afraid. Afraid to be with me. Beyond Neverall. You betrayed me. Did you think I wouldn't know? When I told you about the black alchemy ritual? When I spoke of piecing our souls together to crown our love? You saw my blood. You heard my screams. You saw me vanish into the dark of the waters. I guess we just remain silent. She turns her face towards you, and it darkens with hatred, with rage, with something darker, and with something even I cannot name. Her skin ripples as if 100 tiny things move beneath it. You can't tell if it's real or just the candle's flickering light playing tricks on you. Then, just as quickly as it came, the moment passes. Lilith slowly leans back. Love means something different to you. You don't love me, you want to own me. It breaks my heart that you'd believe in it could be that simple, my love. You don't understand. I never wanted to own you. Never did. The wooden walls of the house groan under the assault of the rain, driven harder by the wind. The sea crashes against the cliffs, then pulls itself into itself with a hiss of white foam. Darkness spreads ever outward beyond the horizon. For a fleeting moment, you wish you were out there, on the deck of a ship bound for somewhere you cannot see. Too little, too late. Your madness will break both of us, Lilith. It already has, my love. Just like those paintings you love so much. It's not my madness. Oh, no, no. It's your cowardice. Nothing more than a diseased reflection of faded memories in your mind. Like this place. Like me. Like you. Go on. Eat. Porf meat. I cooked it just the way you like. It wasn't easy, but it melts slowly on the tongue. When the fat coats the roof of your mouth and slips beneath your tongue, you'll taste the herbs. Porf, a sacred animal in Cardia known to live in herds. They have long manes and specialized pincers used for communication. Strongly driven by a sense of belonging, they bond only with certain humans. When threatened, they can secrete a toxic chemical. So they have toxins in them, and we're eating it, and they're sacred. I feel like that's not a good thing to eat. God's porf meat? Lilith, you've completely lost it. Oh, horse. After the festival where we first met, and that first night when you told me you loved me, we saw a porf, remember? It was magnificent. Its mane was long and beautiful. You remember? Don't you, my love? Afterwards, we went to get something to eat. I couldn't stop thinking about it. You were mesmerized by that creature. You kept going on about how beautiful it was, how bright its mane shone, how proud it stood. Did you really think I could tolerate that, my love? Okay, jealous much? You're jealous of a creature like a horse creature. It's basically just a horse. That first night we met, we didn't eat anything, Lilith. No! She slams her hands on the table, leaning forward. Her face contorts with rage, her eyes wide and unblinking, bore into you with burning with intensity. No, no, no. That's exactly what we ate. You told me how much you loved me, how we'd never be apart. Do you remember what else you said? I said it didn't matter that you came from a different class. That's what you said, isn't it? I remember how your mother looked at me the first time we met, like I was a disgusting insect or worse, a bacterium. If I wasn't born a noble in Cardia, I was nothing to her. And you didn't stand by me. Lilith doesn't take her eyes off you. Every movement of her body quivers as she tries to cut the pork meat with her fork. Okay, Does she not? She has a knife. Why would you... You have a knife. Use it. Why are you trying to cut it with the fork? I do feel like she's lost it. I mean, I guess there's a lot of reasons to think she's lost it, but we've also lost it. So I can't really say much here. Her head tilts slightly, crimson hair glinting in the candlelight, silky strands swaying back and forth. Your gaze drifts towards her plate, and in that moment you realize she's not cutting the meat at all. She's driving the knife into her own thumb. Slicing deep, the blood spills, mingling with the meat. Lilith, that's not, you know, it's not good. I guess try to stop her. Your thumb, what are you doing? Oh, what? I am... My love, it's so sweet of you to worry about me. It was just a moment of distraction, that's all. When you're here, everything else disappears. All my worries, my fears, my pain. This is the price of loving you. She quickly wraps her thumb in a scrap of parchment that had fallen to the floor. For a moment, she stares at the porcelain plate, watching blood pool over the meat. Then she stabs her fork into the meat, lifts it to her mouth. Her eyes close as she chews, as if savoring something profound. Maybe you shouldn't eat it when there's your blood all over it as well. And also, a fallen parchment to wrap it up is probably not great. Like, if the parchment is not clean, that might cause infection, no? It doesn't seem like a good idea. Did you cut yourself too deeply? How could you be so careless? Her vacant eyes blink, then find yours. What did you say? Oh, I'm fine, I'm fine. It's just... I never told you how my mother died, did I? Okay, topic change much? She was addicted to doping. Some said she was obsessed, but I never wanted to believe that. I must have been 7 when she had her final episode. Her stash was all empty, so she thought she could drink what remained in her own blood. When they found her, she drowned in herself. Tragic. Though I used to think it was funny. But now I understand why she did it. Funny? She's insane. Doping, an alchemical substance that induces happiness but carries a high risk of addiction. Okay. You thought it was funny that your mother drowned in her own blood? She nods. Yeah, we could still leave. We could still leave, you know. There's always the option to just get up and walk out. The candle flickers, rain lashes against the windows. You listen until the soft patter of every drop echoes in your ears. Lilith's breath mingles with yours. Slowly, she circles around you and slips into the darkness. The woman watches you, unblinking. She waits, impatient for you to eat. I can't put up with this madness any longer. Uh-oh. She got a knife, guys. This isn't anger, it's something else. Her features, they're slipping, like another form beneath her skin. The true horror she's hiding is struggling to surface. Do you think you can defy fate? From the beginning, we were destined to be one. Neither you nor anyone else can stop this. Never. 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 Head for the door. Standing up, your head spins. You steady yourself and move towards the door. Behind you, Lilith gasps just as your trembling hands reach the door. Lilith blocks your path, eyes wide with madness, mouth agape. She clutches the knife she'd used to cut the meat. You instinctively tense up. Lilith, don't be ridiculous. Get out of my way. You've completely lost your mind. I haven't finished what I have to say, my love. Everything is ready for our souls to unite. We only have to die together. I wish I could have saved you from this pain, Lilith. Rain pounding against the windows intensifies. Lightning briefly illuminates the paintings, fresh and glistening as if just painted. Your eyes drift towards the pork meat. It subtly moves on the bloodied plate. I can't let you leave, my love. You haven't finished your meal. Listen, I only came to understand you. Whatever you mentioned in your letter, that's why I'm here. I'm here to talk. You're part of me. In my body, my heart, my soul. Do you understand? You're mine, my love. Mine. I can't lose you again. On her maddened face, there's a terrifying grin mingled with dread. Veins bulge on her forehead. The whites of her widened eyes are bloodshot. Her grip tightens on the knife until her knuckles whiten. She steps towards you. Stop. Lilith's crazed eyes bulge as if ready to burst from their sockets. Beneath her ragged green clothes, her chest heaves violently with each breath. Then suddenly, her skin splits apart like parched earth around an ever-blowing whirlwind on a distant island nation. Her cheeks, mouth, hair, your last shred of rational thought screams at you. That's concerning. I say run, right? Your feet recoil in an archaic reflex, and you stumble over one of the books scattered on the floor, crashing down. For a brief moment, yellowed pages spill out across the ground from the fallen book. You catch glimpses of your own drawings, a dining table, and a woman clutching a knife, but there's no time to focus. Struggling to your knees, you crawl deeper into the house. That's when you remember. There's a passage leading from the basement to the cellar door outside. Okay, yeah, it's not very smart to go deeper into the house, but I guess if she's blocking the door... Okay. Do we want to go to the cellar? It doesn't sound like a good idea. But if there's a passage outside... There must be like a back door or something, right, as well, but then again... No, let's just go to the cellar. I'm sure it's fine. There's nothing. Nothing left to see separate us and my love. Okay, from the darkness of the corridor, Lilith's voice emerges, scarcely taking shape in her throat. It carries the strangeness of an extra-Gaian creature that seems to only have just learned how to speak. You sprint and finally reach the cellar door. So I guess that's the extra-Gaian is like extraterrestrial type thing. It's alien to us. You reach for the door. Gripped by sudden terror, you seize the cellar's cold handle, expecting a hand to clutch your shoulder at any moment as footsteps grow louder down the corridor, but it never comes. As you push the door open, a wave of dampness and the nauseating stench of things that should have been long dead hits you in the face. Stepping through the doorway, you slam it shut. As you bolt the door behind you, an abysmal silence and darkness wrap around you. Close your eyes and accept Lilith? Is that the only option here? That doesn't seem like a great one. Is that the end of the demo? Odiat intelligo. Care it faciam fortasse requiris. Nescio set fieri sentio et beatus sum. I don't know what that means. Act 2. I guess it's... Oh no, it is the end of the demo. I mean, it's a cool game. It's very much the time of year to play it, I guess. It's not exactly the vibe I was looking for, but it's... I mean, it's well written, if nothing else, right? We made this game, 5 friends and a cat. We made our game as professional and artistic as possible. Everything from the visuals to the music is handmade. We plan to release the game on Steam the 28th of October, so in a week. To reach more people until then. Yeah, it wasn't like... I was expecting more like... Because it gives the warning of like, oh, there's like blood, gore, and stuff like that. And it wasn't that bad. At least the demo isn't, right? So that's good. Because I wasn't sure if I was ready for like actual like descriptive things. The worst thing was, or the worst things, I guess, in general, was when she cut herself with a knife, and when the whole description of her, well, it wasn't really a description, but her skin tearing open, right? Those were the worst parts, I guess, in terms of gore, I guess, which isn't that bad. Um, but yeah, that's Livber. Can add it to the wish list. Okay. The 6 people who made this game are my loyal slaves. I mean, that does sound about right for a cat, to be honest. Um, I mean, I'm not... It's not my type of game, so I won't add it to the wish list, but I am glad I played the demo. It is very well written and looks good. So if it is your thing, if you think you'll enjoy it, then of course you can go wishlist it, and maybe in a week when it's out, play the full version. There's probably more choices you can make. I don't know what would happen if I made different choices. Whether it really splits the story, or if it ends up in similar ways, I don't know. But it was pretty good. So, I guess we go back to the wheel. A bit of a vibe check there. Okay, so different vibes again. Hopefully, can we actually get something more relaxing wheel? That would be nice. Oh, the border is still on the other side. Whoopsie. Border, what are you doing over there? Come back here. There we go. All right. Mads reached chat at bad time story. I... Okay. Okay. Do we play Livber again? Is that a good bad time story? No, hmm. What do I read? I don't know any bedtime stories. A lot of reading today. Yeah, apparently so. Do I just look up a bedtime story? Okay, wait. Um, where do we? Okay. Uh, Bedtime stories for kids. Oh, this is... I could just read The Ugly Duckling or something. Let's see. Does anyone have any suggestions? Because I'm looking through right now. I'm not sure what to pick. There's a lot. There's a lot of different stories. Oh, there's some Halloween stories. But, let's see, actually. Maybe this one? Can I... Wait, what is that one? Steven? Eloise and the Enchanted Sneeze? Okay, okay. Sure, sure. We can we can do this. Okay, chat. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? So, Eloise and the Enchanted Sneeze. In the heart of the green, whispering jungle, where the morning sun peeked through a blanket of leafy trees, lived a small and curious baby elephant named Eloise. She was the youngest in the herd, with her ears as floppy as pancakes and a trunk that wobbled when she walked. Eloise loved her home. Each day she splashed in the mud puddles, playing hide and seek behind the tall banana plants and listening to the songs of the birds that flitted above her head. Eloise's favorite place was the garden at the center of the jungle. It was a magical spot, bursting with colors and smells that made her trunk twitch with excitement. Bright yellow marigolds, red hibiscus, and purple morning glories grew alongside squiggly vines of sweet plum berries. The garden was tended by the oldest animals in the herd, who plucked weeds with their trunks and watered the plants using water from the babbling brook nearby. One morning, while the birds chirped and the sun painted the sky with pink, Eloise woke up with a strange tickle in her nose. She scrunched up her face and let out a tiny sneeze. Achoo! A small puff of dust floated from her trunk, and she giggled at the funny sound. She did not think much of it at first. As the day went on, the tickle grew stronger. Eloise tried rubbing her trunk against her knee, wiggling her ears, and even blowing air out very softly, but nothing worked. The tickle just got bigger and bigger. After breakfast, Eloise wandered over to the garden to visit her favorite marigold. She leaned in to sniff its golden petals, hoping the sweet smell would chase away the tickle. Suddenly, her nose twitched, her ears flapped, she took a deep breath, and then, achoo! Out from Eloise's trunk shot a sparkling blast of water. It sprayed across the garden, splashing the marigolds, the hibiscus, the morning glories, and even the leaves high up in the trees. The drops danced in the sunlight, shimmering like tiny diamonds as they rained down. Startled, Eloise looked at her trunk. It tingled pleasantly. The garden, which had been a bit droopy and thirsty, now glistened with water. Every leaf shivered with joy. A butterfly flitted by, its wings damp from the sudden rain. Wow, Eloise gasped, her eyes wide as saucers. Did I do that? Just then, Grandpa Elephant came lumbering over, his gray skin wrinkled and his eyes wise. He had seen the whole thing from behind a bush. Bless my tusks, that was some sneeze, Eloise, he chuckled. You watered the entire garden in one go. Eloise blushed beneath her ears. I didn't mean to, Grandpa. My nose was all tickly. Grandpa Elephant knelt beside her and touched her trunk gently with his own. Sometimes the most wonderful discoveries happen by accident. You have a very special sneeze, little one. Eloise looked around. The flowers seemed to nod their heads, and the bees buzzed in happy circles. The garden was more alive than she had ever seen it. Word of Eloise's magical sneeze spread through the jungle. Soon all her friends wanted to see if she could do it again. Sally, the squirrel, brought her a big bouquet of wildflowers to sniff, hoping to make Eloise sneeze. Benny the bird flapped his wings and sang silly songs, trying to make Eloise laugh until she felt a tickle in her nose. But Eloise's sneeze did not come every time. Some days she could sneeze a gentle rain. Other days only a small puff of air would escape. Still, the animals gathered each morning, hoping to see Eloise give the garden a special shower. One afternoon, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky with orange and purple, a problem arose in the jungle. The brook that wound through the trees had dried up. The water had slowed until it was just a trickle. Now the garden was thirsty, and the flowers drooped sadly. The berries were shrinking, and even the grass looked tired. The animals gathered in the garden, worried. Grandma Elephant shook her head. "Without water, our gardens might not survive," she said softly. The little ones looked at their paws, unsure what to do. Eloise watched her friends, her heart heavy. She wished she could help. She tried to sneeze, but nothing happened. She sniffed a dandelion. She wiggled her trunk. Still, there was no sneeze. That night, Eloise lay awake under the blanket of stars. She listened to the quiet jungle, thinking about the garden and the thirsty plants. She wished with all her might that her sneeze would come back, just when it was needed most. In the silence, she heard a gentle voice. "Eloise, sometimes magic comes when your heart is ready," whispered the wind, rustling the leaves above her. The next morning, Eloise rose with the sun, her trunk still and quiet. The garden looked drier than ever. The animals waited, hope flickering in their eyes. Eloise took a deep breath. She closed her eyes and thought about how much she loved the garden. The flowers, her friends, and the whole jungle. She pictured the marigolds shining, the berries plumping up, and the grass sparkling green. She felt the love for her home fill her chest and tingle all the way to the end of her trunk. Yeah, the music is... It went from... Wait, let me... Let's go to this one. She pictured the marigolds shining, the berries plumping up, and the grass sparkling green. She felt the love for her home fill her chest and tingle all the way to the end of her trunk. Suddenly, her nose tickled. It was the biggest tickle she had ever felt. Her ears flapped, her knees wobbled, and she took the deepest breath of her life. Achoo! Eloise sneezed so loudly that the trees shook and the birds flew up in a flurry. From her trunk burst a sparkling stream of water, more dazzling than ever before. It rained down over the entire garden, soaking every petal, every berry, every blade of grass. Even the roots deep under the ground drank their fill. The garden came alive in seconds. The marigolds lifted their heads, the hibiscus opened wide, and the morning glories twirled up their vines. The bees buzzed with delight, and the butterflies danced through the air. The animals cheered and rushed to Eloise's side. "You did it!" cried Sally the squirrel, jumping up and down. Benny the bird sang the happiest song he knew. Grandpa Elephant trumpeted with pride. Eloise beamed, her heart bursting with happiness. She had discovered something magical about herself. Her sneeze could water the whole garden, but only when she really truly wanted to help. From that day on, Eloise became the garden's very best helper. Whenever the plants looked a little thirsty and the brook ran low, Eloise would think about all the things she loved. That special tickle would wiggle her nose, and she would send rain pouring from her trunk, watering every corner of the garden. As the seasons changed, Eloise learned more about her gift. She discovered that her sneeze worked best when she was kind to others. If she helped her friends, shared her snacks, or listened to someone's story, the tickle would come more easily. Her magical sneeze was powered by love and kindness. The herd soon made a special place for Eloise in the garden, building a shady spot under a big mango tree where she could rest and watch the plants grow. Flowers bloomed brighter around her, and the animals left her little gifts of fruit and shiny pebbles to say thank you. One rainy afternoon, a tiny turtle named Timmy wandered into the garden, looking lost. Eloise knelt beside him and asked, "Are you alright, little one?" Timmy shook his head. "I can't find my family. I'm scared." Eloise wrapped her trunk gently around Timmy and let him rest under her big floppy ear. She hummed a soft lullaby until he felt safe and warm. The next morning, Eloise helped Timmy search a jungle. Why does the music always... This is not the best music for this, is it? It's fine. The next morning, Eloise helped Timmy search the jungle, and together they found his family by the riverbank. Timmy's mother thanked Eloise, and all the turtles cheered. Eloise felt a warm, happy tickle in her nose, and when she sneezed, a gentle rain watered the wildflowers along the river, making the turtles' home as beautiful as the garden. As time passed, Eloise's garden grew more wonderful than ever. New flowers bloomed, new friends arrived, and the animals learned to take care for the plants together. They took turns pulling weeds, planting seeds, and carrying buckets of water when Eloise was resting. The jungle thrived, and every creature felt the magic that kindness and love could bring. Eloise's herd was proud of her. They told stories about the baby elephant with the magical sneeze, passing the tale from one generation to the next. Eloise herself grew bigger and stronger, but she never stopped loving her garden and friends. Sometimes, on warm summer nights, Eloise would stand in the heart of the garden, looking up at the twinkling stars. She would remember the first time her sneeze had watered the plants, and she would feel grateful for all the wonders she had discovered. The animals would gather around her, snuggling close. Benny the bird would sing a sweet lullaby, and Sally the squirrel would bring her the juiciest berries. Together they would listen to the gentle sounds of the jungle, feeling safe and happy. Eloise knew that discovering her magical sneeze was just the beginning. Every day brought new things to learn, new friends to meet, and new ways to help. The world was full of surprises, and Eloise was excited to discover them all. In the heart of the green, whispering jungle, under the moon's gentle glow, the baby elephant and her friends drifted off to sleep, dreaming of gardens, kindness, and the magic of discovery. And if you listen closely on a warm jungle night, you just might hear a tiny sparkling sneeze as Eloise waters her garden, filling the world with love, one magical spray at a time. Good night, little one. Sweet dreams. There you go, chat. Did you like that? Did you like that? Did you fall asleep? I hope it was relaxing after Livber, you know? It's a very different type of story. Alright. You don't think it needed the Timmy cameo appearance? Look, what do you have against Timmy? Timmy the turtle? What do you have against him, you know? He just looked for his family. No, I do agree that the story was fine without it. I think the story could have ended a lot sooner, and they could have just been like, "Oh yes, she found out that her sneeze was brought on by happiness and kindness, and that's it. GG's." Like, yeah, I don't know why the Timmy thing happened, and then it just kept going. Oh right, my ears. It's been too long. I have to take them off.